Hey everybody, it's Sarah Granahan here from Color My Spirit Wellness. I wanted to connect to you. I've wanted to make this video for a little bit, but today was the day. It's so beautiful out here, so I thought I'd be outside, soaking up some sun, enjoying some grounding in nature. And I'm feeling awesome, but I have to tell you, a couple of weeks ago was really a struggle, especially around the eclipse energy that was going on. I was noticing a couple weeks before that I had clients coming in that were definitely working on inner child and past life stuff coming up for them. And these are clients that I've seen for a long time, even that stuff hasn't really come up for them before. It just seemed like, lots of that consistently was coming through the door with sessions, and definitely things we were looking at and handling on a deeper level. So I was paying attention to that. And then I ended up right before the eclipse, so that was around April 30th, getting sick. And so, I did the test to see if I had the germs. And it didn't say I had that, but I had, flu-like symptoms. So I definitely canceled down the schedule, stayed home, rested, took care of myself. And what ended up happening was I ended up with a complication symptom from the flu that I had for a week, which really surprised me because, I've had the flu before, and maybe, I've had a touch of being exhausted for days and just resting and recuperating, but I've never quite experienced a complication from it. So this was my first time. I ended up, rescheduling everybody, getting ready to come back to work, having my symptoms clear from a typical flu with coughing, sore throat, aches, chills, stuff like that. I felt good. I was ready to come back. And then all of a sudden the next day, I had this pain that developed in the side of my neck. And it felt like out of the blue one evening that somebody had stabbed me in the neck like twice, like just stab pain. And I'm like, whoa, what's that? That's kind of crazy. I thought maybe I just laid wrong on my neck or something was acting up, that was pinched there. Well, what happened was over the course of the next couple days, my neck began to stiffen and stiffen more. So I couldn't move it. I couldn't even adjust it. I couldn't even go maybe any further than that without a shooting nerve pain happening. So nerve pain was something I had never experienced before either, and definitely was something new to me, and not like something I usually get at all. So I was having shooting nerve pains anytime I walked, anytime I moved, and then each day got worse and worse, so that basically I was frozen pretty stiff, and I couldn't walk without it shooting. I couldn't do anything without it shooting. The pain level was definitely a 10 or above, and I don't usually rate things a 10 or above for sure, because I understand the pain scale, but I have to say it was beyond. So I finally couldn't take it anymore. I realized I wouldn't be able to sleep. I don't know what's wrong. It's kind of scaring me. So I went to the ER just to check, because it was evening by this time when I made that choice. And I had walked in and they had told me, oh, you probably just slept wrong. And that's what I thought at first too. But, I sleep with an amethyst and black tourmaline crystal pillow that's ergonomic. I know that I definitely try to pay attention to sleeping wrong and hurting your neck. So I didn't think that was quite the answer. Plus, I've had that before. So I went a little bit further along with the medical community, trying to figure out what was causing the pain and just trying to manage it in that space. That's when I love emergency medicine for that. I needed relief. It was really stressful that whole day building up and the day before, and I'd finally decided to go get help, and I needed someone to help me. So they ended up figuring out that I had something in my neck called torticollis, which is ironically rare for adults to get, I guess. Usually babies and kids get it, and I do act like a big kid at times. I'm almost like a big toddler. I need a lot of sleep. I like colors, I like to have fun. So it's not that weird of a diagnosis, I guess, for me, but it isn't something I've ever had before or experienced. And basically from that diagnosis, they told me that the virus that I had still was active in my body, even though my symptoms had cleared, and that it decided to probably just align itself in my neck tissue area and my muscle, and then just over the days just became more and more inflamed, causing me the shooting nerve pain that I was having. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's pretty crazy. So I appreciated the care that I received that evening. I got my pain managed to a 5 instead of a 10 for the next couple days. Anytime it would shoot up again as the swelling began to decrease, it wasn't a 10, which I was so thankful for, because it was extremely painful. I took probably about a week or so for that to clear. In the evenings, it would definitely act up again. But before I went along that healing journey, I of course decided to ask some of my friends in the industry, the self-help, the alternative medicine, therapy industry, to look at it for me, because I too need self-care just like anybody else. And I wasn't in the mindset to work on it because I was so involved in feeling so much with it. And then I learned about the eclipse coming up and how it was really affecting people with their neck, shoulders, back, head pain. A lot of other my friends told me that they were exhausted sleeping so much during that phase leading up to the eclipse. And that I had other people around me that I knew that were experiencing accidents, really strange things happening to them that would even set them into weird diagnoses, things they have never experienced before. So I thought, this energy is so heavy right now. And I know eclipse energy can last, usually they say, up to 6 months. So I'm not sure if anybody else really relates to this at all or knows somebody that's been going through some of this, because I've been living it for a reason, I believe, just to help some of the clients coming through the door lately with all this. Sometimes how I study is I need to use my life experience to definitely apply it to some of the things that I know how to do for people that come through the door. And I have noticed an uptick after the eclipse of pain energy, pain energy increasing for some people that typically do have experienced pain, and then learning some different things from my sessions about how to manage that and help support that. But what's interesting is talking to some of my medical professional friends about, the idea of, a virus still living in your system. One of the people I went to was Zach from Lucky Cat Acupuncture. He works out of Color My Spirit Wellness as well. He is amazing. He went ahead and set me up with some great acupuncture and ended up, really targeting the virus that honestly, even though I don't have the symptoms still, is still living in my body. Reminds me a lot of what we're hearing lately about the germs out there and what they can do to some people and how they can continue to live or cause people to go to the hospital because there's really big inflammatory experiences. I've had a lot of clients that have experienced getting the germs and having to be in the hospital or having long-term symptoms from it. So it's very interesting what I had to experience to learn a little bit more, because I honestly didn't even pay attention to the fact that flu can live in your body and do other things to you. So I'm definitely building up a big toolkit into how to help with that, and learning from other professionals that I rely on and refer people to, just learning about how to navigate that, because I think very much so it's kind of what we all need right now, along with the cosmic energy that's kind of really heavy and stimulating and stirring up a lot of things for people. So even if you haven't been experiencing anything right now, I hope that you don't, but just be mindful that if anything does act up, whether it's a new injury, pain, accident, something totally unexpected, the energy we're in right now is all about change, all about kind of shaking things up to make us choose different directions in our lives in different ways, and none of us are just like hidden from it. A lot of us are affected by it. Some of the things coming up from my experience with the diagnosis I received was later found out by another friend of mine, that I was actually past life stuff coming up that needed to finally clear. So we worked with that, and I actually evidently saw that. I witnessed what was going on in that moment on an energetic field. Because a lot of times physical things can happen, but there can be definitely an energetic component or a spiritual component or a mental component around some of those physical things happening. And I'm the type of person, with what I do professionally, I dive into all those levels of it. So definitely some of my stuff was coming up and needing to clear on a really deep level, which, it's scary when it happens, and it hurts and it doesn't feel good and it sets us back and we can't work. But the thing is, though, once we're able to face it, look at it, and clear it and get it out of our systems, there's more deeper healing and more space for us to accumulate the things that we want to manifest and the ways we want to live our lives, more so than we were before if we're just carrying all this baggage all the time. So it's funny, people and some of my friends in the industry, we laugh a little bit when things get tough for each of us, because we're all human just like everybody, and our things come up just like anybody else's things come up, even though we're out there helping people navigate that for them. So sometimes when it hurts or it's acting up, it doesn't feel good in the right moment, and you may not be excited about it, but then maybe the next day we're like, yes, something big's coming, something's ready to release, we're making more space for stuff, so Energetically speaking, it's all good, but it's actually really activating the cosmic energy is activating a lot of people with it. So just be mindful. I've also noticed a lot more uptick of cases of the germs going around too, besides the flu and besides a stomach bug and besides accidents and different things happening to people. So we just went through a new moon, I believe, but again, the eclipse energy will continue a lot of times for a couple months from when it started, and that was April 30th. So be mindful if you're feeling extra tired lately or it just hits you all of a sudden out of nowhere, get the rest. You're interested in having your doctor look into it, or an alternative professional that they can look into the mental, emotional, or spiritual fields along with the physical symptoms that you're having. Know that there's people out there you can reach out to. Color My Spirit, we've got a great amount of practitioners. I know people, I send people to. I have plenty of referrals from all the years, been doing this and holding space for people on their healing journeys, and definitely going through mine. So just wanted to share all this personal stuff with you guys to see if anybody can relate to it and know that you're not alone. It's not just happening to you. It's actually happening to a lot more people than you realize. But we'll all get through it. We'll all come through it, and we all just need to navigate and know how to have grace and patience with it too, as we put out new energy, higher vibe energy to help the world change and shift, and everything falling out of the last couple of years that we've had where it had been really hard for everybody. So again, Sarah Granahan from Color My Spirit Wellness. Please reach out. I love hearing stories. I love when people can relate to what's going on, with anything I share with clients one-on-one, but also, just in videos as well. I will be posting a little bit of story on my experience seeing Zach and getting acupuncture from him and how that helped and what he's studying, learning about how to work with viruses that live in people's bodies and what to do to break that up and to help clear them from your fields. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you have a really blessed day.